Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from London. Wherever you are in the world, whether you are in the morning, in the afternoon, or evening, you are welcome. And this is Lidija Markovic Rosati, Momentum Maven, the author of a book, Gaining While Losing, the gentle art of transformation. And I'm live tonight with RadioW.O.R.K.S World with lovely Marina Nani. So if you're interested how to let go of what no longer serves you, if you are ready how to live totally unapologetically and totally step into your power that is absolutely and utterly sacred, then I invite you to just, fix yourself a nice drink, hot, cold, find a nice quiet place and let's get the show started. So what I'd like to share with you, actually the topic of my book is how to really live unapologetically, how to be who you really are, and how to fully step into your power. And even though I am international NLP trainer, master coach, momentum maven, I must say, being a professional woman, entrepreneur, being there for everyone else, was very interesting and very nice and absolutely amazing to be able to serve. But what actually happens is that I found out that over the years, I actually gave too much. Actually, I gave what I didn't have. So while I was giving, instead of getting slimmer, I was actually getting bigger. And one day I woke up and I realized that actually I am over 40 kilos heavier than I should be. So I had this, amazing career. I traveled the world. I helped pretty much everyone who wanted help. And as things are, I somehow forgot about myself. So, I applied what I knew. I sought gurus, teachers, healers, mentors, coaches, nutritionists, experts. And even though they came with the right intentions and I went with the right intention and the genuine desire to actually find help for myself, I failed. And I blamed myself. I thought it was my fault. And then I sat down and realized that actually there is so much out there. But what I failed to see and check is that actually most of those people did not walk their talk. I just, when you are vulnerable, when you are fragile, when you need help, when you are in pain, you kind of want to believe. So I believed without questioning. And, now I know I wouldn't go to a dentist with crooked teeth or yellow teeth. I wouldn't go, to a hairdresser with greasy and unmanned hair. But I actually at one point was so low and so down that I basically trusted. Anyway, many years later, and a lot of money spent, and my bank account was getting super slim, and I was getting super, super big. And so I decided to actually use what I have and what I know. And all my experience, and together with my partner, Thomas Bjorge, we created Momentum Method. Momentum Method is a tool. It's not a weight loss tool. However, weight loss, if you need that, is a happy collateral. So we sat down, created this Momentum Method, and I started applying it. And lo and behold, I realized that actually it is very easy to change. Transformation is not difficult. All it takes and all it needs is a really clear intention, you need to be in a really, really, really good state, and you need to be committed. You know, there are so many things that we want, and so many things that we want that we don't want. Yet when it comes to, when those things are very close to us, close to achieving and close to reaching, we tend to back off, because, you know, we all have our reasons for staying where we are and for being in the zone of familiarity and in the zone of what is known. So I realized that the essential thing for a busy woman like me was to actually create something that is effective and that is quick. Quick and effective doesn't really mean instant and fluffy. You can still get results in a quick way if you are committed. So if the program that we created, and the momentum method that we have, and we continue to successfully use it with our clients, actually has given amazing results, because most of our clients are busy professionals. And if you are busy, you don't have time. You know, if you are running a business, or if you are a professional successful woman, if you have a family, and if you have to be at 10 places at the same time, you know, you can't just, you know, afford a 2-hour leisurely stroll to the gym or yoga center and meditation. You know, I wanted something that is quick, something that is effective, without actually cutting corners or having shortcuts, because shortcuts are not fun. I mean, I've done shortcuts, and I got short-term results. So basically, momentum strategies is something that it is a set of tools, absolutely amazing tools, that involve mind and body. It is a holistic method that absolutely gave results. And, you know, I can proudly say that using it and applying it has actually helped me shed over 40 kilos. That is in excess of 80 pounds or something along those lines. And it is beautiful, you know, to be able to finally find, it was beautiful for me actually too, and I'm still enjoying it big time, to finally step into who I am, because for many years I was there for others, and I was there for myself a little bit, but not fully. And by giving to yourself fully, by really totally stepping into your power, owning it, living this unapologetic life, living life that you deserve, is something else. So I really am 45 years old, and I can safely say that I started probably about a year ago. So I'm 1 year old, if you like. So yes, Marina, if you have any questions to ask me, I'm welcome. I'm open to all sorts of questions.
Wow, you know, I was thinking that usually people think of losing weight, thinking that is somebody or something rather causing the weight gain.
Yeah.
And it's such a, you are taking the veil.
Exactly. It really isn't. I realize that it's not about, weight loss has nothing to do with food, and weight gain has nothing to do with food. It has to do a lot about boundaries. It has to do a lot about, when we say yes and we actually want to say no, and when we say no and want to say yes. It has to do a lot with allowing. But, before we allow, before we know we deserve, it is important to actually know who we are in the first place. And I think in the day and age where we live, where everything is super busy and everything is happening extremely fast, it is very easy to forget about ourselves. You know, I mean, look at social media. Everyone compares themselves to one another, and we know that, you know, social media is a phony little world. Sure, you know, here and there you do have authentic people with integrity, people who really walk their talk. But, you know, most of the things, you know, most of the time, if you spend your time actually looking and browsing over social media, you'll get more depressed. And that's what people do. You know, people tend to compare themselves with others. People tend to see only one side of the coin, and, you know, forgetting that it is all mask. And, you know, I was wearing masks. I know a lot of people who are wearing masks. And believe me, you know, it's not easy to actually strip yourself naked, take that mask off, and actually face things. Because if we don't face, or until we face, there is no progress. And, you know, what I notice people do, and I was guilty of that too, until I actually realized that wearing a mask is something that was one of the key culprits for the weight gain and the loss of self-confidence. You know, it's easy to carry it around. It's easy to swap one mask with another. And this is what people do. You know, people swap one mask with another. They're polishing it. You know, they're making it beautiful on the outside. And inside, there is a lot of pain. There is a lot of dissatisfaction. And there is a lot of frustration. And you know, what I also notice in the world of personal development is that everything is kind of more or less, you know, the story is very nice. You know, we can talk beautifully about, you know, angel, spirit, soul, you know, journey, destiny, universe. But, you know, ultimately it is us who have to walk the talk. It is us who have to walk that journey. It is us who have to meet the universe halfway. You know, we can't just sit there and hope that things will happen just because we are. Things happen just because we are, but we need to actually show up, and we need to know who we are. And we always need to remember, we owe it to ourselves to actually remember who we are and to show the world who we are. Because if we wear masks, the world won't recognize us. So whatever is out there for us, we won't recognize it, because we'll be like, you know, running around in circles. And I think as long as you're running around in circles, you know, there is no way out. You can only see what's within that circle. And for me, it took a long time to actually leave the circle and kind of go open the circle and welcome the spiral, you know, going.
In other words, you are saying that you put a bet on yourself the same way nobody else put a bet on the horse before the horse make it to the inner circle.
Sure.
So coming back to what is real, what is not real, might be quite confusing, because there is so much social conditioning. There are so many limiting beliefs, and each one of us is very different. Each one of us is
unique.
So unique that perhaps one method or one not going to work for each one of us. But coming back to the reality of gaining confidence, gaining the confidence of embracing your truth, because this is what you are talking about.
Yes.
Is more or less an art. It's something between science and art from where I stand. But my question is, okay, you get real, you embrace your truth, you accept yourself for who you are, and then what?
Yes, then the real work starts. And I agree with you, you know, one size doesn't fit all, and one modality, one method won't help everyone. That's why I actually sat down and really thought long and hard as to what needs to happen. You know, what is it that I need that can get me out of that vicious circle? Because if you go around...
So Lidija, what was it for you? Because
Yes.
you achieved so much. Oh my God, you
Yeah.
transform your life. You
Yes.
transform the way you, and that helped you see the whole world with a fresh pair of eyes. So what was it
Absolutely.
for you personally?
Yes, for me, it was accepting that it's not enough just to make a decision. It isn't enough just to change, because we change all the time. You know, we every day, you know, you wake up, you change something. Every day you wake up, you change what you eat, you change what you drink, you change what you wear. And I realized that change is not the key. The key is transformation. Change we hear about, you know, everybody talks about, oh, you need to change this, you must change that, you should change that. It's not about the change. You know, change doesn't give you results. Change is like lollygagging, you know, it lulls you into thinking that you're doing something, you know, whereas you are still in your circle. What
So,
is
are you
important and
okay? Just for our
what,
listeners who might not understand the
yeah.
language, because I couple of short years ago, I couldn't understand what the hell they were talking about. So I didn't understand what transformational means. I was coming from a very transactional life where everything was very clear. You go and get. Where
Yes.
going through the process, I start looking inside for the abundance I was chasing before in the outside world. So I
Yes.
become the opportunity for myself
Yes.
first,
Yes.
myself, and then other people notice the
Yes.
change, if you
Yes.
want, and
Yes.
they wanted what I have, and they start
Yes.
coming to me, and I'm a good sharer. I believe in sharing, so of
Yes.
course people are coming to you. You become the opportunity you seek.
Yes.
However, for our listeners who don't understand the process, because unless you go through
Mm-hmm.
and unless you survive it, you'll
Yeah.
never know what it is.
Exactly.
So
Mm-hmm.
the art of transformation, is that an internal, is that an inside job? Is that
It's a
something
totally,
you do
yes,
for
it's a
yourself?
totally, yes, it's a totally inside job. And the whole momentum method has got, it has a really big box of tools. And depending on who I'm working with, I'll use different set of tools, and I'll share those different sets of tools with the person, with the client I'm working with. However, as you said, the key is to go and look deep within. And the tools will only get you to you can only use the tools if you know where you are at, if you know what you are working with, if you know what you really want to transform. And it is not about changing things on the outside. It is about going deep within, facing what needs to be faced, and taking it, no matter how painful, no matter how attached you are, because we are all attached to certain stories that we have. We are all attached to certain beliefs.
Nail it.
So,
You just said something that is crucial for our listeners to understand.
mm-hmm.
People think they make this, they enter this journey, they're brave enough, they have
Yeah.
a mentoring, they pay for courses, and they go into this journey knowing that there is more to life, must be more to life, cannot be
Yes.
only this, you know. So they go into it with an open mind, and then they get stuck again because
Yes.
things are happening at the speed of light, and then nothing again, and there is nothing to ask. There is nobody who can enlighten you. There is nobody you could look at and think, oh my God, it's real. Most
Yes.
of the time you are reluctant to believe the stories people choose to share with the world because you feel that it's fake.
Yes, of course.
And then the core of this transformation, transformational change, which I think is it's a balancing act between art and science, is the story you tell yourself about yourself when nobody is listening. So what
Yes.
was the story you're telling yourself before, and what is the story you are telling yourself when nobody is listening now?
Yes, you know, now I must say that my inside story, I've got this absolutely amazing, super cute and energetic cheerleader who for many years...
You look beautiful and you are so amazing.
And for many years, you know, that cheerleader was just, you know, sitting there and being quiet and thinking, no, 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 you know, this won't work. For example, you know, if you... as I said earlier, you know, starting on a journey of transformation isn't easy, but it is doable. And once you make that one first step, when you say, listen, enough, I don't want to carry this weight. I don't want to live a life where I'm like, you know, a wallflower, like a wallpaper. You know, I'm here, but no one can see me and no one can hear me. I'm invisible. You know, when you break free from that consciously, when you make that decision, then, you know, things start happening. Then
one question. So what was because I know questions are the ones helping us. Better question. Yes. The question you ask yourself, are the true tools available to every single one of us?
Yes.
Doesn't matter where you are in the world, doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter who you want to be, doesn't matter who knows you, who you know, what you know.
Yes.
Nothing matters. What matters are the questions you are asking yourself. So what is the question you've been asking yourself?
My first question was, actually, who does this belong to? Who does this belief belong to? Because I was like, I said something, and all of a sudden, I could hear my mother. And don't get me wrong, I love my mother. I'm actually the spitting image of my mother, okay? But I also wanted to be my own person. So halfway through, you know, I realized I'm living this freaking, you know, life of 40 odd years, and I am my mother, and it's all very nice, but also, who am I? You know, who am I? What do I actually believe?
Okay, so 8 months. What happened in the first month?
Yes. 8 months. It took me 8 months to get to where I honestly felt I should be, where I should have been like all my life, but I somehow forgot. And then it is one of those magical moments.
Lidija, just to clarify, so you start saying no to others.
Yes.
That was the first step. And then second step was you start saying yes to yourself, to what you wanted, to what you imagine, to that vision about yourself that you're putting in the back of your mind and pushing it all the time for decades. Suddenly you said, you know what, I want to be this awesome girl, cheerleader, whatever. I want to be this crazy girl jumping around and being happy and being careless and not having to please others or live other people's life.
Yes, I just basically decided not to be the mannequin of other people's desires.
Okay, the marionette. So at what point you had doubts? Because you know what's happening. You go, and then you stop.
Because you know,
go.
Yes,
and
every
stop,
time,
or you never go again.
Yes.
So at what point you had doubts about this vision?
When I noticed that my telephone was not really ringing, when I noticed that what's happening with my friends, when I noticed that my list of close friends replying to emails, they were not replying to messages, and I realized that actually most of those people, as I was changing, as I was transforming, I was losing people who I thought were my friends.
Okay, Lidija, we have to stop here because we have another show starting, and we are already in the next show. And I really think that you have to come back.
Yes, I will come back. And the only thing I want to say is that, you know, be prepared to lose. And also be prepared to gain, because while you're losing weight, you are gaining self-confidence. While you're losing some bad energy, or, you know, people who are just, you know, draining things from you, you will gain something else. You will gain you. So the bottom line and the message, the soul strengthener from this talk is actually own who you are, remember who you are, and just go for it. And even if you have 2 or 3 friends, those 2 or 3 friends will deserve your truth and will deserve your presence. The rest probably don't.
I think everybody deserves to be loved, to be
Yes.
To feel fabulous. And life is not about reinventing yourself. It's not about seeking yourself. It's not about finding yourself. It's about delivering yourself, the best version of yourself. And quite rightly, I think takes one to know one. And that one is you, the one and only. From both of us, until next time, is goodbye.
Yes, thank you so much. Okay, bye-bye.